Hey, welcome to Stacey's Mommy Break. Today I will be sharing my breastfeeding experience along with some tips and essentials you'll need for any new mom out there. And if you're just planning on breastfeeding in the future, just keep watching. So I will start off with a few essentials for breastfeeding. Nipple cream that will help with soreness or cracked that you may experience. Nursing pads. There are the disposable ones, obviously, and then there are reusable, washable ones. I can't recommend any because the ones that I've tried did not work out for me. There are the Nuke brand and Medela Bamboobies. Now the Bamboobies, that's what they're called. They're regular ones, and then they're overnight ones. They didn't work out for me, so they could work out for you. Nursing tops and bras. Now a little tip for nursing tops, I only bought 2, but what I used pretty much for the time that I breastfed both my son and my daughter, I used the Forever 21 tank tops, just the regular ones. Obviously you don't want the top to be super fitted from here, because then you won't be able to just pull your shirt down to feed your baby. But Forever 21 tank tops and bras, you definitely need some of these good clip-on nursing bras. They are expensive. I pretty much bought all mine on clearance, and I do recommend this. They're the sleeping nursing bras. They have no clips or anything. You just kind of pull them down. They're the most comfortable. There are some there with the thick straps, so that may not be so cute, but they're comfortable. So obviously the boppy pillow. Your arms definitely get tired while holding your baby. And a manual or electric pump. I had a single manual pump, and it was definitely a lifesaver. I didn't use it with my son because I only exclusively breastfed him with no bottle or I didn't pump at all. So I definitely used it with my daughter. Definitely recommend getting a pump. Storage milk bags for your milk, obviously. Cooler bag for obviously your diaper bag. Nursing cover if you're like myself and like to be covered up when in public. First time mom, a baby login journal. I definitely used one with my son, with my firstborn. It was super helpful. You write down the times that you fed, diaper changes, wet, poop, nap time, tummy time. It does give you an option for if you're bottle feeding, how many ounces they ate. Obviously for breastfeeding, left or right boob for however long. I do have a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old. I breastfed my son for 2 years, 8 months. Sounds crazy. And my daughter, who is 1, for over a year now. My firstborn. My second is obviously with my first. I definitely only exclusively breastfed him. No bottles, no pumping, no formula or anything like that. With my daughter, I definitely pumped. I did just breastfeed her, but I definitely pumped a couple of times for her. No pacifier either, no formula. Now with my son, like in the very beginning, I did get help at the hospital with the latching part of it. Just trying to get him on there. A lactation consultant helped me at the hospital. The few days that I was there, she was very hands-on, not like invasive or anything. Like she had gloves on and was like try to pinch just so the first milk that comes in is the colostrum, I think it's called. And excuse me, just so he can taste it and latch on. So that was definitely helpful. After that, it was pretty easy. It was feeding every hour, every half hour sometimes. He was a hungry baby. Left and right, 15 minutes, 15 minutes. As they get older, like one, I was breastfeeding less, less during the day. And then with my daughter, at the hospital again, it was easier for me because it was my second time around. So I didn't really get any help at the hospital because I didn't need it. I didn't ask for it. So it was not a problem. She was definitely like, I feel like she wasn't eating as much, but she was still growing. It was like a few minutes here, a few minutes there. It was only like one side she would feed on, and then the next feed I would feed her on the other side. So with my son it was left, right, and one feed, and then with my daughter it was like only one side, then the other side. So that was a little different. I definitely experienced some engorgement, that's what they call it, when your boob is full of milk, and like it hurts. It hurts. I will say that it hurts. Okay, so my son, obviously I breastfed him longer, so he was attached to me versus my daughter, because I used the bottle. I feel like it helped the weaning process a little bit more. Plus she was, I feel like, more interested in food younger than my son. So anyways, with my son, I was definitely still producing milk at 2 years old. I think at some point past the 2 years, my milk was slowly decreasing. So when I hit that 8 month, I was like, ain't no more. It's uncomfortable. It's hurting. So what I did was obviously try to distract him. It did take a couple of nights and days, maybe a week or two before he stopped crying about it, asking for it. So I definitely, since he wasn't drinking regular milk nor almond milk or anything like that, I definitely was using almond milk in the smoothies I was making for him, but not regular milk. So to him, the regular milk was like, eh, eh, eh. So Nesquik chocolate milk is what I was giving him at night and sometimes during the day. And that worked. That worked for him, worked for me. A relief. I think by that time, actually I was by that time pregnant with my daughter. So it was like, I think I was like 4 months pregnant when I weaned my son off me, only to start breastfeeding again a few months later. And with my daughter, so she's a year and a few months. With my daughter, my milk has decreased, like obviously faster. She's 1 and a few months old. It's been like maybe a week, maybe a little bit more than a week since I started weaning her off me again, because the same experience that I went through with my son, with like uncomfortable, ain't nothing there, it's like that. I'm nothing, I'm empty. So with her, I tried giving her regular milk a few weeks ago in her sippy cup, but she just threw it on the floor. She was like, nah. So I talked to my husband about it. He's like, well, just try again. So I did try again. I warmed up the milk, not obviously not hot, but I warmed it up a little bit and put it in her actual baby bottle, And surprisingly, she took it and she's been drinking regular milk since then. Has been a weird experience because I never saw my son with the bottle, and now I'm seeing my daughter with one. It's like, oh my god, my baby. But so far so good. When she does try to pull my shirt. Like, she'll be like, but I'll be like, oh, you want milk? And she'd be like, yeah. So we go to the kitchen and I give her milk. Last thing before I forget, you definitely want to avoid caffeine as much as you can. I know if you know me, I love coffee. I love coffee. So definitely try to limit yourself the very first few weeks when you're breastfeeding, just so you establish your milk supply and you're good. Definitely drink nursing tea. It helped me. The mother's milk, just search mother's milk. I got it from Target. Mother's milk, nursing tea, oatmeal, a lot of water. You definitely want to drink a lot of water, and you will be thirsty, like thirsty, when you're nursing. So when you're gonna sit down, breastfeed or pump, definitely have your bottle of water, because you're gonna need it, guys. So I think that's it for my breastfeeding 101 experience. If you have any questions, any more breastfeeding questions, go ahead and comment. Go ahead and like this video if you enjoyed it, and if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. I would appreciate it. I will be posting more videos related to being a mom, and I have a few other non-mom related videos coming up soon, so don't miss it.